All right, so is Liberland, the disputed area between Croatia and Serbia, is that a scam? A lot of people, there's a lot of material online, and major news channels like BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, and a lot of other major players are covering this in positive light somewhat, I feel. A lot of major YouTubers have been there, gotten their citizenship. Some very high profile people have gotten their citizenship. Some politicians have invested and gotten their citizenship. Now, I spoke with their president, Wheat, recently, had a very lengthy discussion with him on several critical, important topics. And one of the striking things that he mentioned is that the passport actually has recognition. So your Western countries don't recognize this passport. These interesting Plan B countries, including Dominican Republic, talked about El Salvador. Now, if these countries, and El Salvador is a Bitcoin-friendly country, they have very dramatic Bitcoin policies. They've invested in Bitcoin heavily, so there's some unique strategic advantages for a lot of people looking at El Salvador. Dominican Republic is his hot favorite. It is my hot favorite for a lot of reasons, so that is an interesting part of the world. He's talking about 45 important countries in that list. Some are very good, important countries. So that really brings up the question, well, whoa, the land itself, there are obvious issues with Croatia, Serbia, and a lot of people deep into this know the full story. But the question really arises is it a scam? Is it legit? What's my opinion? What is the community's opinion? So what I did is, what we normally do here at Good Life Investor is that we have our advanced members and we have our internal topics, important complex topics where we share insights, information, share analysis, and I'm going to read, or rather I'm going to reference a couple of advanced member queries and opinions and feedback on Liberland, and we're going to deep dive into this topic. So Crypto Nerd here says, might be worth waiting until a Western country or the EU recognizes it officially before taking an investment on this one. Nevertheless, looks promising and different from other countries. It does. Now, my point over here is, I don't think the West is ever going to recognize any new country. A new country would always start like a project, and then you have attraction, you have citizens, then you're going to look for some land. Land, I think, is irrelevant in today's day and age. I feel it is irrelevant, but still you got to adhere to that, because that's one of the reasons, one of the criteria that they put forward. You should have some place, and I get it. And that's the whole point here. Does he even own the land? Does he even have claim to the land, and so on and so forth? Western countries are not going to accept any futuristic ideas. They don't like Bitcoin. They don't like new countries. They don't like anything that reduces the taxation to them. They want to minimize that. They want to oppose that. So they are not, I'm sure in this lifetime, West or Western countries are never going to agree to any new country formation. But the president said Latin travel is possible. Some exotic Plan B countries are letting people travel. And a lot of Westerners coming from EU, US, Australia, they are not looking to go to the West. They're looking to exit the West to form a Plan B. And that is wherein I think this becomes important, because this almost makes it an incognito passport, because your West will never recognize the citizenship. But if your important couple of Plan B countries are recognizing this passport, then you have an almost invisible entry into these countries on a passport which is not recognized. Now, this could be subject to misuse. Like anything else, right? You can misuse pretty much anything in life. So we're not talking about any bad actors trying to misuse this. We're just talking about the facts and the reality and how this could function in various ways. So even if Latin travel is legit, I would say it's huge. Need real experiences from the field though. So we have an expat army, advanced members, expats on the ground. We collectively share information. It's all on our channel. And if you're not an advanced member, then make full use. If you're an insider, then you can benefit a lot from on the ground experiences. So we want people to use this passport, share their experiences, share insights and stuff. Yes, the country officials will claim all sorts of things, but we want our own experiences as well to again attest to it. So we have our own version from on the ground. So that is something important. Crypto Nerd says that, yep, getting recognition is going to be extremely hard for Liberland folks. Visa-free travel would be great. Could act as a plan B in case someone does not want to use their primary passport to enter some country. Irrespective of what happens, applaud the efforts of the guy putting up for the recognition of Liberland. 100%, I'm all for new country formations. Balaji has been doing a lot of research in this domain, and he had an interview with the president of Palau, which is very interesting. I like that interview. I personally am heavily invested in this domain. Again, more information to follow on the Crinetium matter. I know a lot of you are very excited, very interested, want to know more. It's still time that things going on behind the scenes. And I think Liberland is a perfect example because they are the furthermost in their efforts. They have gone a long way with this project, attracted a lot of. It's not easy. People laugh, people dismiss, people just don't want to participate in anything that's not tangible. You want to dream, you want to make it possible, right? That is what this guy is doing. Yes, there's going to be acquisitions. People are going to call him scam. They're going to be negative publicity and all of that kind of stuff. I personally think when you're trying to do something difficult, when you're trying to fight the system, people are going to say all sorts of things. You got to take that with a grain of salt. Omang over here, he's another advanced member, and he's saying that as far as I understood from the video, the land is not claimed neither by Croatia nor by Serbia, and Serbia officially said that it's not part of their territory. So here's the issue, right? So Serbia says it's not theirs, Croatia says it's not theirs. So what is the problem if Liberland wants to say it's theirs? But you got to understand why that is happening. I think officially it's a disputed territory, and how the dispute is, we're going to discuss that in a bit, because that is very important to understand if Liberland, the land, is going to survive or not. It's disputed, and if Croatia disowns it, why is the Croatian police guarding the land 24/7 and arresting anyone who is trying to enter the land? Now, you saw Drubinski, you saw Nico, who tried to enter, and they got arrested, they got beaten. The president himself, Vít, has gotten arrested. His group people have gotten arrested. So why is Croatia guarding it? Why is it arresting if it does not claim that land? Now, I went to Quora, right? A lot of information, good information comes from there also. A lot of knowledgeable people answer questions there. And the question is, why shouldn't Liberland be allowed even though neither Croatia nor Serbia wants the land? And I think this guy has a pretty spot-on explanation. It's not that the two neighbors specifically hate the idea of owning the strip of land. They take it if they could, right? So if you're getting more land, any country, they're fighting for land. Look at what China is doing, right? So if they're getting free piece of land, why would they not claim it? It's but logical. So what's the missing piece? What's the too good to be true kind of situation here? The reason why neither of them wants it has to do with how borders between them is drawn. The border used to be a river, and strips of land along that river were given to this or that jurisdiction. As time passed, the wording of the agreement didn't change, jurisdiction of the land didn't change, but of course the river did. So the flow of the river is going to change, right? Some land is going to appear, some land is going to disappear. This land happened to be on this side, it went on that side. That is what really happened. The geography over time with the flow of the river slightly changed. That doesn't mean that that land now suddenly is eligible to become a new country. Now obviously it's not as simple. There were some loopholes. The interaction between Serbia and Croatia is what matters, and that is where Vít took advantage of the situation. It just so happens Liberland is a piece of land that would be Serbian if the version offered by Croatia prevailed, and Croatian if Serbian solution won. So it's disputed between the two. If A is right, it's theirs. If B is right, it's A's. So that is how it is. It's not going to be a third party according to them. Clearly, they don't want to complicate matters further, so they block access to the tiny island on the river. Now, if it goes to arbitration, it most probably would be awarded to either one of the two countries, because that's where it originally belongs. Just because they're fighting over a piece of land doesn't mean that a third person can sneak it and grab that land. So that's the theory that some people talk about. We don't know how this is going to happen. Irrespective of the land situation, what Vít is doing is he's trying to get some land over the seas. He spoke about some interesting stuff. Again, that video has more details. I think it's high time that we give less importance to the physical land, because we're going to continue to live wherever we are. I think it's more about the digital aspects, digital identity protection, online businesses, e-residencies, e-taxation, e-banking, and those kind of futuristic concepts. So I think the projects or countries, the new countries, should focus more on in the digital space. That's where the investment should be. Regarding land, I think there has to be a smart solution to this, right? You can't fight wars, you can't dispute, and you can't keep fighting with existing countries. They're never going to let you succeed if you're looking for land. So land should be your least of your worries. If you come up with smart solutions, smart legal solutions, and that is where I spend a lot of my time doing deep research on how to solve the land problem, how to claim some sort of land. And again, I don't want to deep dive into all the details, still in the project phase. I don't like calling any country a project. It is not a project, it is a country. And regarding the land, it's a bridge that needs to be crossed. All right, I hope you like this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you feel it's a legit country, Liberland, you believe in it, or you feel it's scam for whatever reason, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm in favor of Liberland. I like the president, and I told him that I like his personality. Whatever he is doing, right or wrong, good luck to him. I like it. I am in favor of Liberland. I like that country. I like them to succeed. I hope it becomes even larger than what it is. The more people get associated, the more citizens that join in, high-profile citizens, it benefits the country. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subbed, and catch you in the next one.